Hello everyone, it's BC Does back again for another video, another YouTube video. And today I have a very special guest who for some reason is sitting a lot lower than me. I don't understand why. Can you want to lean into it there a little bit? A very special guest. This is the C in BC Dubs. You may have heard his voice on an earlier Pokemon opening video that we did and a binder video that we did. But this is him. This is my son. This is what I want to do. We want to do content together. Family content. First and foremost, we want to say thanks to our Lord and Savior. And what we thought this video would be about today is, once again, we're back in the man cave. What we thought this video would be about today is, you guys know if you watched my video from yesterday that I'm a little more old school, obviously, because I'm older. And Camden's more the new school. And I think it'd be just a perfect mix of new and old going forward in our YouTube channel. I would like to ask that if you find the content in this video enjoyable, please leave a thumbs up and like and subscribe. It helps us to continue to bring content to you guys. So what we're going to do today is Camden has picked out 5 of his favorite Switch games that he's playing right now, and yours truly has picked out 5 of his favorite NES games. And I thought what we would do is we'd start with Camden first, and we kind of go back and forth and do a little bit of talking about what we like and why we like it. So Camden, why don't you go ahead?
Alright, so my first game I have here is, well, it's a great game, very fast-paced. Of course I'm talking about Sonic Superstars. Now, I'm just saying it now, this game came out recently, I think December or November?
Yeah, not too long ago.
Not too long ago. And OMG, it is the funnest game ever. And it's fast-paced, so you know every Sonic game is fast-paced. It's kind of like from his generation, 1990s, where Sonic first came out. It was pretty fast-paced. And basically, you can choose between all different characters with new power-ups and abilities that you can find in the game. And I still haven't beaten the game yet, but it's a super fun game. I really do encourage you, if you have a Switch, to go on the eShop or go to your nearest GameStop or any game store that sells Switch games and see if they have this game and buy it.
Yeah, super fun game. It's a nod back to, obviously, back in my day, the Sega Genesis, where we all were first. The world was introduced to this old Sonic the Hedgehog there. Blue Lightning, as they call him. Super fun game if you're into platforming. Can't go wrong with Sonic. Okay. So, we want to put these down here, buddy.
Okay.
So my first game to introduce, which is, we're going in reverse. So we'll start with our 5th favorite, and we'll work our way up to number 1. And this is down at the bottom of the list of these top 5, just for the sheer difficulty of the game. And of course, we're talking about Ninja Gaiden for the NES. Super fun game to play, super fast paced. It's easy to kill enemies in the game, a lot of power-ups in the game. A lot of cool features that were first introduced in NES, like wall grab, spinning jump. Really good in that regard. Graphically, we got introduced to the cutscene for some of the first cutscenes in the NES, and they were amazing. But really difficult to play. The first 2 levels are kind of, get you through pretty easy, kind of dangle the carrot in front of you, and then, oh my gosh, it's just relentless after that. But once again, we're talking about Ninja Gaiden for the NES. All right, Cameron, what do you have for number 4?
Alright, so my number 4 pick, the reason I put this in a little lower, because I sure do love it, but it's just kind of easy to beat. I'm like a little bit more harder to beat games.
You like harder to beat games?
Yes,
yeah.
I do like those.
A little bit of a challenge.
This is a game. I might get people mad at me because I said it was a little easy, and this game is Pokemon Sword. Now, Pokemon Sword, I'm not saying it's a bad game. It's maybe one of the best Pokemon games on the Switch. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. But there's just a couple things why I don't like it. It's, like I said, at the start, it's pretty easy, but I do love this guy, Sashian. Really cool. And I love the way they went with the game, how at the start, you're like a new guy, and at the end, you're full-blown best trainer in the city.
Yeah, super good game to play, catching Pokemon and then growing and then obviously evolving your Pokemon to get to those top trainers. It's actually a game that Camden asked me. He was stuck on on a gym, I think it was at one
on the
point.
gym, yeah.
He said, "Dad, can you come here and give me a hand?" I don't know anything about this stuff, but found it very easy to pick up and play. And next thing I knew, we were battling all the way to the end of that thing. Kind of had me going. Anyway, number 4 for me, super fun game to play, family-friendly game. And of course, we're talking about Taito's Bubble Bobble for the NES. Anybody can pick up this game and play. Super fun platformer, super colorful, super family-friendly game. Kids of all ages, even 43-year-old adults. That's me. Super fun game to play. Super clean copy. Was able to get a super clean copy of this game. Everybody played this game back when I was a kid. Saw it at the retro game store. I think it's called Game Addict, ATTIC. We have that here in Lakeland, Florida. Super cool store, by the way. Tons of stuff in there. Anyway, Bubble Bobble for the NES. If you haven't played it, give it a shot. I'm sure they have this on the eShop. If they haven't, they will have sooner or later. So.
Yeah, and in fact, it's actually on the Nintendo Switch Online NES.
There you go. So if you got your Switch lovers out there, pick up and play.
Yes, I encourage you. That's a great game. I actually played it with them a couple of times.
Sure. What you got next, Cam?
My next game is a horror game. Listen, I'm not like a horror monster. You know what I mean? Like I'm not.
Yeah, we're not big into horror here.
Yeah, we're not big into horror.
Yeah.
I just like the way when I play this game. And of course, I'm talking about Friends and Freddy's Help Wanted. It's a pretty good game. It's re-classic the first 3 games. There's new game modes, and there's new characters, and it's just pretty fun to me. I'm a big kind of like jump scare kind of guy. I like some jump scares, but like as we said at the start, we're not like much horror fans. I just like the game, how this game plays, and how it's just pretty good.
Yeah. Five Nights at Freddy's. Get it. Play it.
Please.
Okay. Number 3. 3.
Yeah, 3.
I can't even count anymore. Man, I'll tell you what. Okay, number 3 for me, kind of in the vein with Ninja Gaiden. Super fun game to play. Capcom was another, Capcom is a title for the NES. Put out a ton of great games. You just kind of felt back in the day, if it had Capcom publishing on it, it was going to be a decent game. And of course, I'm talking about Mega Man 3. Mega Man 3 and the whole Mega Man series are very excellent games to play. Easy to pick up and play. Difficult to beat, though. You really have to learn the order of the bosses to fight them so that you can gain their abilities so that you continue to progress in the game. If you kind of go in a backwards order, you'll just never beat it. But at the time, graphically, it was one of the best graphical games on the system. Very fluid game to play. Not glitchy at all. Highly recommend Mega Man 3 for the NES if you like a challenge. All right, Kendall, what do you got?
I was trying to say, I thought it was named for a second. I thought it was Metal Man.
No, it's not Metal Man. It's Mega Man. Mega Man.
All right, so my next game is fun because it's a trilogy. I'm hoping maybe for my birthday I can get this one game, Star Wars Battlefront, classic collection.
I bet we can make that happen here.
And so my game, of course, it's been around for a while, kind of like this generation. And of course,
kind of like me is what he's saying.
Yeah, kind of like
been around for a while.
Yeah, and the game I'm talking about is, of course, Crash Bandicoot.
Crash Bandicoot, yeah, kind of blends the generations because I played Crash Bandicoot. Now, I was a little older than him when it first came out. An original Sega
redesigned graphics.
No,
and this one?
I'm sorry. Excuse me, Gaming World. Original PlayStation character.
Yeah.
From the PS1. But yeah, nice platformer, super colorful game for all ages. Anyone can play it. I mean, even the novice, a 5-year-old can pick this game up and progress in it. It does have some challenging parts in it. Some challenging parts in it and some cheap deaths. But it's easy to get back to where you were.
Yeah.
Super fun game to play. Crash Bandicoot's an icon, been around forever, and now that Nintendo has got it, I'm sure he'll be around for a very, very long time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, for me, and this is a tough choice, any NES fan knows this game and has played this game, and it still has play value to this day. And of course, we're talking about, I'm sorry about the camera, guys. We're talking about Super Mario Brothers 3. Sorry about the camera, it keeps shaking. We have it on some really rocky thing here. We're still trying to figure this stuff out. But anyway, we're talking about Super Mario Brothers 3 for the NES. Super clean copy of this game as well. Not that I really go out and try to buy clean copies of older games. It's just I'm not going to buy a copy that's all tore up. And I've been lucky on a few. Super Mario Brothers 3. What's to say about this game that hasn't already been said? Plenty of tricks and tips in this game. All kind of secret levels. Brand new power-ups that Mario's never seen before that they still have to this day, and they're still using in Mario games today. It's a generational game, holds up today. You could get off the Switch if you're a younger generation. If your parents happen to still have an NES and a copy of Super Mario Bros. 3, I feel like you could go as a younger generation, pop this game into the console, and find it enjoyable even in amongst the new gaming world today. Super awesome game. They put a lot of time and energy into this game, the creators of this game, and it's really what helped push Mario to the level that he's at today. Highly recommend Super Mario Bros. 3 on the NES.
Gotta agree. Great game.
All right, Cam.
I actually love it. Alright, so my number one spot is a game that, goodness gracious, they have brought it back. There might be a new voice actor in it, but I don't really care. I don't care. It's great game. Vibrant colors. And it's like a kind of like a wacky game, you know. And of course, the game that I'm talking about from Nintendo Switch recently came out. Of course, Mario Wonder. Now I love this game. The Wonder Flower. It's like I said before. It's
opens up a whole new world of stuff for Mario.
Yeah.
The creation of the Wonder Flower, and where the Mario Brothers saga will continue to go. I mean, we're talking about crawling pipes here, snaking pipes. The elephant power up, my goodness. I mean, Mario can now do anything. I mean, we went from Mario Brothers 3, from the original Mario Brothers of being able to get a fire flower, turn into Fire Mario, to, of course, Tanuki suits, frog suits, Hammer Brothers suits, raccoon suits.
Thrill suit.
Yeah, and even now into some of the games. What was it? Geez, I don't even know all the generations, but the cat suit, the squirrel suit. It's crazy. And now with the Super Flower and the elephant suit, Nintendo just keeps pushing Mario, and it keeps getting better. And for this character to push a console and continue to push new generations into games, I don't know how Nintendo does it, to still make 2D platformers that are still some of the hottest selling games in the business today.
Sure.
Right? Mm-hmm. So my final game, and I'm sure everybody knows what it is. If you've ever played the NES, I'm sure you're familiar with this game. And I got super lucky. Camden was with me. We were at another game store called Cyber Edge. I think was it Cyber Edge or Cyber Games here in Lakeland, Florida. Walked in specifically looking for a copy of this game, and it is,
of course,
Zelda. And guys, look at this copy. Look how clean this copy is. Brand new battery. The guy put a brand new battery in it right there for me at the game store, free of charge. If you're a gamer and you game today, and you're of my generation, you cannot skip past Zelda. I mean, from Breath of the Wild to the original Zelda, they've all been fantastic. There's a couple blips on the radar with some Zelda games. People are like, I don't know about that. The timeline gets a little bit confusing. But the original Zelda, oh man, the first time you plugged it in, you're like, this is awesome. You could sit and play for hours. You could save on this game. For back in the NES, that was insane, because before they had a function to save a game, you all know what we did. We left the power on all night. We went to bed on a Friday night. We woke up on Saturday morning hoping that it was not a power surge, or that something didn't happen to Nintendo, because that was the only way you could save games back then, Cam. You just had to leave your Nintendo on all night long. But anyway, Legend of Zelda. Can't say enough about this game, but that rounds out my top 5 for today. And Kim, do you have anything you want to say before we go out?
Yeah, I just want to say I actually have another channel called VULTROX, Voltrox, and it's a pretty great channel. I would love it if you subscribed.
And what's that channel name again?
Voltrox, VULTROX.
We're gonna slow down again. How do you spell that again?
VULTROX.
VULTROX, Voltrox.
And it's a picture of like a hedgehog, kind of. 43 subscribers, and 41, I think.
It's pretty good.
I'm gonna have a collab with another guy in a song. So yeah.
Awesome. So that's it for us for now. We really hope you enjoyed this content. More to come as we continue to figure out what this channel is. I just know it's something I want to do with my son and with my family. Anyway, hope you enjoyed it. Please leave a like. Please subscribe. Leave comments down below. What was your top 5 NES games if you're the older generation? Or if you're a younger generation, what are you playing right now? Anyway, that's it for now.
Bye.
Bye.